Hi, everyone, and welcome to First Look on this Veterans Day. We're hoping you're enjoying the holiday and remembering all those who have sacrificed for this country in wars past and present. Meanwhile, coming up tonight, it's not a hugely busy news day, but we're going to be taking a look at increased air travel and what that might mean for the already overburdened airline industry. Richard Schlesinger is taking a look at that. Meanwhile, John Blackstone is covering the oil spill in San Francisco Bay. A criminal investigation has been launched. Meanwhile, there's a bigger oil spill with apparently some pretty dramatic pictures in the Black Sea. So we're also looking into that. On this Veterans Day, Mark Strassman is going to take a look at the burdens of military families, and especially with these longer deployments. And it's a very poignant story, which will help us all remember how difficult it is for these families, not only for the soldiers and the service people who've been deployed, but of course for those left behind. And that continues to be a serious problem in this country and one that we want to keep paying attention to. Meanwhile, Byron Pitts is doing a piece on crime. Byron, come on over here. He's looking natty as always, very dapper.
What's up, Sid?
Got your little kerchief there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Byron has been doing a lot of pieces on crime in mid-sized cities and in other cities. And tell us about your piece tonight, Byron.
Sure. Well, Katie, as you recall, a year ago we went to Minneapolis, Minnesota, because their crime rate had gone way up. And much to our surprise, it's gone down almost those same numbers in the past year. So we went back to see what happened in Minneapolis. And to come to find out, it's a trend in mid-sized cities like Minneapolis, Cincinnati, Ohio, Sacramento, California, Houston, Texas, where their crime rate is going down versus major cities like New York and Los Angeles, where the violent crime rate is going up.
And can you give us a little bit of a hint in terms of what they're doing to solve the problem and bring those numbers back down?
Well, I think in many ways they've sort of gone old school, that they're going back to techniques that worked when you and I were children.
Like cops walking the beat?
Yeah, cops walking the beat. And also, they discovered in Minneapolis that 50% of their violent crimes are committed by juveniles or people 25 and under. So what they decided to do was to put more cops, beat cops out, but also spend more time on things like truancy and making the decision that if you can keep a kid in school, you're more likely to keep them out of trouble and out of jail. And so basically they've become very aggressive about going after kids like, why aren't you in school today? And taking those kids who have who should be in jail for some crime, they go out and they pick those kids out. Where in the past they would normally look past them to go after more serious offenders like murderers and rapists and
like
those kinds of
more
things.
experienced criminals.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Obviously, some of these kids, if they start small, then they become, their criminal activity grows as they age. So
Absolutely.
They need to be stopped really before it's too late.
Exactly right, and that's their thinking behind this program. Like they saw, for instance, if a kid misses school, he's more likely, percentage-wise, to commit a crime. If he commits a minor crime when he's 13, he's more likely to commit a violent crime when he's 18. So they figure if they can deal with them while they're young, they can keep them out of prison and protect their community.
Well, that's great. It's nice to have some positive
Yeah,
news.
absolutely.
Meanwhile, probably some larger urban areas should adopt some of these policies as well, since crime is increasing, as you mentioned.
Oh, without question. And, several years ago, there was this thing called the Boston Miracle, where in the city of Boston, they did exactly this kind of thing, but they got away from that program. There's some talk that cities like Boston and New York and Los Angeles will now go back to some of these programs that they used quite successfully in the 1990s.
I guess they're pretty expensive, but obviously it sounds like money well spent when it comes to, investing in these kids and keeping the crime rate down in the future as well. It's a good
Absolutely.
long-term investment.
Oh, without question. As one cop told us, it's cheaper to send a kid to college than it is to send him to prison.
All right. Byron Pitts. Thank you, Byron.
Always. Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Anyway, that's this edition of First Look. Hopefully you'll watch tonight the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric and also my friend Byron Pitts here and a lot of other great reporters. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tonight.